What's up, kickboxers? I know you guys don't want to watch me do 3 minutes of jump rope, and I don't know if you guys have raised the heart rate or not in the last few days, but if you have been utilizing your jump ropes at home, you should be. But on this video right here, I want you to grab the jump rope, give me 3 to 5 minutes of jump rope, all right? Any style, 2 feet, 1 foot, skip, whatever that you like. 3 to 5 minutes. Pause the tape right now. I'll wait for you. How about that? I'll just wait. All right, so maybe you guys gave me at least 3 to 5 minutes of jump rope. I hope so. But I want to spend a couple of seconds here talking about breathing and your breath and controlling the breath and slowing the breath down and recovering between your rounds. Kickboxing is a great way to get cardio, but what you like to do between rounds is recover. So you need to be inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. And one of the ways I recover my heart rate between rounds is instantaneously when I stop my round, I inhale through my nose. At least I try and do this for 8 seconds. When I'm doing that for 8 seconds, I'm expanding my lungs, my chest. I'm even expanding my back. I'm thinking I'm about to blow out the back of my lungs as I inhale, and I'm gonna hold that breath around 8 seconds. So when I inhale, I'm trying to hold that breath in. All right, so inhaling for 8, holding for 8, and then I'm gonna exhale for 8 seconds. When I exhale, I'm doing just the opposite. I'm trying to get thin. I'm trying to blow every bit of that air out, because it's just important to get rid of the bad air, just as important as it is to inhale good air. All right, so we're breathing in for 8, holding for 8, and breathing out for 8. I'm gonna do that twice after I finish a round. When I do that twice, I'm gonna get me 2 quick breaths. I'm gonna inhale as big as I can, fill up the lungs. I'm gonna hold it for a couple of seconds, and I'm gonna blow it all back out. Inhale quick, hold it quick, and blow it out quick. Now, these are 2 patterns that are used. When you first finish a round and you try and hold this or inhale for 8 seconds, it's gonna be kind of difficult to do. But the more you do it, the longer you're gonna be able to hold it. Sometimes you catch yourself breathing quicker and exhaling quicker, but the idea is to slow it down and start to slow the heart rate down. The 2 quick breaths, sometimes I do them right before I go back in to start the next round. Sometimes I do it right after I finish a round, but those 2 quick breaths are really important, just to inhale and exhale good air, get rid of the bad air. But a lot of that quick breathing I've already done during my round, so I'm trying to slow down my heart rate. My heart rate may be 160 or something like that during a round, and afterwards I want to slow that down, but so I have a good recovery and I'm ready for the next round. But got something for you guys up next. All right, so stick around. Okay guys, I have what I call a jab, switch, jab drill for you. The reason I'm calling it that is because we're in our regular stance. I've got a good stance here. I've got my hands up, good stance, good defensive stance. Mobility, be able to move, be loose in the knees are bent, and the hands are up. What I'm gonna start off with is a jab, all right? A lot of times I'm not gonna step with this jab, but if you feel free to step, go ahead and feel free to step, okay? But I'm gonna jab, and I'm gonna, as my jab returns, I'm gonna switch my stance. As I go back, I switch my stance here. Now I'm gonna jab again on the front, on my weak side. This is my left-handed stance. The jab returns, and I switch my stance back. I'm gonna repeat this back and forth. So I have jab, switch, jab, switch, jab, switch, jab, switch, Now, as I speed things up, your switch on your stance is gonna get a little bit faster. So I wanna time this, so when I throw my jab on my return, that I'm switching stances here. I'm jabbing, as I return my jab, I switch my stance. I don't wanna be out of rhythm where my jab is moving towards my target and I switch, because my jab is not gonna be that effective. I'm gonna move away from my target and my distancing is gonna be slightly off. I want my jab to judge my distance, or make contact, or give myself time to switch stances. So as it returns, I switch, 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 switch. You learn to speed that up as you go. The reason I'm doing this is because we're developing our switch and our stance between our coordination on the jab. So when I start to throw punches like the jab and I go to my cross, I can switch stances underneath my cross. But as you notice, when I switch stances underneath my cross here, that it becomes a jab. And now my original jab on my lead side is now my cross. So everything has switched. Hence the words switch here. Now I'm in my left-handed stance. If I made the switch back here, now I'm back in my right-handed stance or orthodox. All right, so try the jab, switch, jab. Pause the tape, give me 3 to 5 minutes of that. All right. All right, part 2. First drill was jab, switch, jab. Now we're gonna call this one jab, cross, jab, switch. All right, jab, cross, jab, switch. Remember, we're switching as the jab returns. So we're gonna go 3 punches before we switch. And we're going with the jab, cross, jab, and as the jab returns, I switch. Jab, cross, jab. As the jab returns, I switch. Jab, cross, jab. As it returns, I switch. Jab, cross, jab. Switch on the return. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I want you guys to give me 3 to 5 minutes of that. If you're really comfortable with that, I want you to challenge yourself. Don't be so stuck in concrete here. Move around with it, but on your first jab, step with that. Jab, cross, switch. Jab, cross, jab, switch. When you step on that first jab, if your back foot's not returning, you're gonna find yourself in a little bit of a wider stance. And when you make that switch to the other side, and if you step on that, you're still gonna be in a wider stance. So step up a little bit on your cross here. And as your jab returns, you'll switch. You'll find yourself moving forward if you just do that in place. But if you guys are moving this around and you're practicing this with your shadow boxing, jab, cross, jab, and you're switching, jab, cross, jab, and you're switching, and you're looking for your next target. It's not like I'm trying to stay in one spot and do it. I'm doing this drill so I can catch angles on my opponent and make me more mobile. Good footwork sets up the hands. I may be moving away and going back to my orthodox stance. So I want to keep that in mind. That may be a hook. It could be another jab that's here, and I'm switching and I'm disengaging. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm moving around. So think about using the jab, cross, jab, switch in more than one way and just being in one spot and doing it. Because I want you guys to be able to work up to a lot of movement and using your footwork to set up quick punches. So try those 2 drills, 3 to 5 minutes, and I'll see you guys next time.